My husband missed the birth of our daughter because he was at another woman's baby shower. And yeah, I know it sounds bad, but it's actually much, much worse. My husband, let's call him Matt, and I had been together for about 7 years, and I really thought we had it all. We had the house, the dog, a baby on the way. Everyone was calling us relationship goals for whatever that's worth, and apparently it's not worth much. Now, Matt knew when my due date was. He was at all of these appointments, and I made it very clear to him that when we started getting close to my due date, I needed him to be on call, okay? I wanted him picking up on the first ring when I called him, just in case the baby was coming. So imagine my surprise when it is the day of my due date. I wasn't even early, I wasn't late. It was the exact day that I start going into labor. I call up Matt, and no answer. I'm thinking, okay, you know what? Maybe it's a mistake. So I call him again and again. And after about 10 times calling him and he's still not picking up, I am pretty concerned for his well-being, because what do you mean? What has to be so wrong that he can't pick up his wife's call when it's the day of her due date? Luckily, my best friend lived nearby, and she did pick up on the first ring because she knew it was my due date. She picks me up, drives me to the hospital. Everyone at this point is texting Matt like, hello, your wife is in labor. Can you please pick up the phone, come to the hospital? And luckily for me, I had a very quick labor. By the time I got to the hospital, by the time my daughter was born, was about 3.5 hours. And in that 3.5 hours, guess who was MIA? Yes, that is right, Matt. Then about 45 minutes after my daughter is born, I finally get a text from Matt. And guess what it says? It says, hey, what's up? Everything good? I'm sorry, what do you mean everything good? Have you not seen the hundreds of text messages and missed calls you're getting from everybody in your life telling you that I am in labor and have just given birth? He's acting like he has no idea what's going on. So I text him back, and in all caps I say, I just gave birth, get to the hospital. And he says, okay, 1 second, I need to finish something up, and then I'll be there in about an hour. Finish what up? What could be more important than meeting your firstborn child? Finally, hours after our daughter had been born, my husband makes his way to the hospital and walks into the room. And he does look disheveled. He clearly had been rushing to get there. He's kind of out of breath. And as soon as he gets there, I was like, okay, where were you? Where were you that you couldn't answer your phone for hours, couldn't get a hold of you on the due date? He was like, oh, sorry, I was at an event. An event? What event? I was not made aware that you were going to an event. And also, we'd had a conversation that in the kind of few weeks span around my due date, we weren't really gonna have plans because, we never knew when this baby was gonna arrive. So we needed to always be available. And as he goes to pick up the baby, I noticed that there's a little bit of pink icing on his sleeve. And I reiterate, Matt, what event were you at? He looks at me, he's like, just an event for a coworker. And again, he's not answering the question. So I say really slowly, Matt, what event were you at? And that's when I learned that Matt was at another woman's baby shower over an hour away from where we live. Just some random coworker that I had never heard of. Well, I guess I thought she was random. Turns out she's not as random as I thought. And this man is really trying to make excuses and explain himself. He's like, she just really wanted me there. It was really important to her. I said, you know where I really wanted you? In the hospital room, holding my hand as I gave birth to our child. But I'm glad she got what she wanted because I sure didn't. Also, what do you mean you made this plan to go somewhere kind of far away the day of my due date and you just didn't mention anything about it to me? That doesn't make any sense to me. But this was the most special, best day of my life, and I was trying not to ruin it with this event. So I was like, you know what? Just let it go and just enjoy this moment now that Matt's here. But then a few days later, when I'm finally making it home from the hospital, one of my best friends sends me a social media post of some random woman that I've never seen before standing next to my husband, and the caption reads, couldn't have had this event without my favorite person by my side. And there they are, the two of them just smiling at this girl's baby shower. Who is she? And as I start going through this girl's profile where she's posted more photos, I'm seeing my husband in the background of these photos helping with gifts, chatting with people, just looking really comfortable. And also, when I'm looking at this girl's profile, I don't see any clear father of this baby. She's not with her boyfriend, not with a husband. So what do you mean you're posting with my husband? That's the only man in any of these baby shower photos that you are posting with. Something is not adding up to me. I don't like it. So I immediately go and show my husband. I said, I'm sorry, what is this? And he immediately gets defensive. He tells me I'm overreacting, telling me that it must be my post-pregnancy hormones. You did not just go there. You did not bring hormones into this. Clearly, that is not the issue. The issue is whatever these photos are. That is an issue. So I just flat out asked him, is this your baby? Is this woman pregnant with your baby? And he was like, oh my gosh, you're crazy. You're crazy for even thinking that. But am I? Am I crazy because this baby shower was so important that you were off the grid on your wife's due date? So it doesn't seem that crazy to me. My husband is telling me that I just need to drop this, that he made a mistake, he's sorry, and that we need to move on. But I just don't feel right about it. So do I reach out to this woman? Would you reach out to this woman? I don't know. Is that too much? Is that overreacting to message this girl and ask her what's going on? And if I do, let me know if you want to hear what she says.